We're on the walk of shame. Trying to clench my butt cheeks. This week's been horrible. I've been too busy with work to get my runs in, and so I didn't get my 2 short runs in, and here I am on my long run, and I thought I did everything right. I laid everything out, had my clothes out, had my shoes out, got up early, but I made the one fatal mistake of going to Taco Bell. Man, don't you hate it? It comes in waves. Like, you feel like you can run a little bit, and then as soon as you start going, man, the bowels are like, oh yeah, the hatches are open. I haven't even gotten to 2 miles in this run. It's supposed to be 7.5. We're gonna have to figure something out. It is week number 7, maybe? Last week was a wash. I was so busy with work and some other stuff pops up. 2 out of my 3 runs were occupied by that. Long run, super hyped about. I got 2 miles in and I had to turn around. I wound up being sick that day. Yeah, it was kind of gross, but yeah, here we are. All right, so they actually have us doing 1 kilometer repeats. They wanted us to do a mile warm up and then rest 90 seconds and then do 3 1 kilometer runs at about 11-minute mile pace. Me, missing all of last week, thought, hey, you know what, let's make up for lost time. And instead of warming up at a conversational pace, I wound up running at the repeat pace. By the time it was ready for me to do my first break, I definitely needed that break. And then my first kilometer went, I think it probably went a mile, because I don't know if Runna wound up glitching, but I looked at my watch, I did my calculation, I was like, hey, my thing should have at least told me I was halfway through this, and I guess Runna froze or something, so yeah. So right now I'm walking in the middle of my second repeat, because I'm toast. This was stupid. I should have ran this morning. No, they said, Jacob, it's historically cool for an August day here in Texas. Go run in the middle of the day, because it's in the 80s. It's still hot. Oh well, that's on me. This thing should be telling me here soon to go.
Lap 5 complete in 8 minutes 27 seconds. Average pace 14 minutes 54 seconds. Now rest 90 seconds.
Rest 90 seconds. Okay, here we go. So it was telling me to run those repeats in 11-minute miles, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this half marathon in half an hour. I need to be at 9:09. So
5 seconds rest remaining.
45 seconds rest of the remaining. Yeah, that was the plan. I was gonna go and try to do these paces at sub 9-minute miles, and I was good on my first kilometer after my mile warm up, and I'm just making excuses. I should just do what Runna prescribes, because Runna knows everything. I shouldn't question it. There's some water sprinklers. Should I go through them? Yeah, I think we will. When's that 10-second mark? Yeah, let's do it.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Oh, can we do it in 10 seconds?
Miles at 11 minutes per mile.
Oh, it's so cool. Woo! I don't know if you can see that rainbow. All right, rest complete. Let's go. All right, back on the concrete. Make sure I don't fall. Oh, all right. Here we go. Wow, it feels much better. All right, so it's been about 24 hours since that run. Man, I've just been having the worst luck lately. So as you know, all last week I've been having issues with timing. Last week I was so busy with work and with things going outside of work. Last week I missed 2 of my short runs and then my long run. And I got outside early. It was beautiful, man. We're so far away from like the main city that you go out and you see nothing but stars. And it was like how I imagine people walking on the moon, like just seeing just stars and then running under stars. It was surreal. It was pretty cool. So I need to get out there early like that again. And you know, I get 2 miles in and I'm like, oof. Feeling that Taco Bell I had the night before. That was horrible, man. And it was funny, I saw some houses that they're being built, and they were open, like the garage door was open, and I'm like, man, I could just run in there and use the toilet real fast, but I decided against it. Yeah, I would hate to get caught doing something like that. But anyways, yeah, so it wasn't really good. I thought, you know what, let me go run home, do what I need to do, and get back at it. And man, I got home and it was, let's just say it was bad. So I was like, you know what, let's just, I did some miles. It's like I got out and just call it a day. I had to log in for work anyways. So yeah, there was that. And then I'm like, whatever. So this week has been unseasonably cool here. So I decided that, hey, you know what? It's in the 80s. Let's go out. Let's go run. And I think I picked the only time of the day that the sun came out because it was extremely sunny. My first mile was real easy. That was a nice slow mile. And then they do the warm up, right? So I'm walking and I'm like, okay, cool. Kind of figuring out what I'm going to do. It's 3 kilometer interval. So 1 kilometer rest, 1 kilometer rest, 1 kilometer. And I was supposed to be running those kilometers quicker than I normally would. It prescribed 11-minute miles, and I had my warm-up on just under 11-minute mile. That warm-up mile was like 10:58 or something like that. I was feeling really good. And so I did my rest, and then I started going again for my first kilometer. And I was like, you know what? My goal is to run a sub 2-hour marathon. That is a 9-minute, 9-second mile. Let's do these paces at those paces. So I was like, okay, cool. So I take off doing this first kilometer, and I'm looking at my watch. Okay, I'm in the 8s, right? 8-minute, 30-second mile pace. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going at a good pace. And then I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, all right. Runna usually does a good job of telling you when you're halfway through a lap. And I look down at my watch and I'm like, man, I've gone half a mile and I have not heard the halfway point. You know, a kilometer is 0.62 miles. And I had already done 0.5 miles and I hadn't heard the halfway. And I look at my Strava and my Strava was frozen. It said that I've only ran like a quarter mile at that point. And I was like, oh no. And I didn't want to do the math because I say I was at a half mile, but I don't know for sure. But I definitely know that if I pass a certain spot that I'm like a mile into my run or a half mile in or a quarter mile, right? You see, okay, if I run from this post to this post, I know I did a quarter mile or whatever. And I had already like calculated that. And I'm like, man, I know I've gone a half a mile. And it says I've only done a quarter mile on the run. So I was like, you know what, let me keep running and do a little bit extra. And maybe this kilometer is actually a mile. And no, that was stupid because it was hot. Like I was running faster than I needed to go. Runna knows a lot more about running than I do apparently, because after that lap and I was resting, I was like, I don't want to run the next one. But, you know, I forced myself to. 90-second rest, let's go. I started running. I think I got a quarter mile in. And this was at the prescribed pace of like 11 minutes. And I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. And I was already like 2 miles into the run, about a mile away. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to turn around and go back. And that's when I saw those sprinklers. And I was like, thank goodness for the sprinklers, because those really cooled me down. And then we just got home. But I still did 3 miles. It was prescribing 3.1 miles. I did 3 miles. So, I mean, I kind of counted it as a win, but I need to stop being such a loose cannon and think I'm going to do my own thing. I just need to stick with what Runna says and not run in the middle of the day. Just stick with running in the morning or at night whenever the weather's a little bit more predictable. So yeah, I mean, lesson learned. Still got out there, still ran. You know, I'm glad to get back out, especially after that nasty week of just unfortunate events. You know, we just got to roll with the punches now. So anyways, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next run.